So I needed to decompress a bit between two tasks today, so why not stream some more Koans, PowerShell Koans that is. So before we start, the creator of PSKoans, Joel Sallow Wex 32 just got an award as a PowerShell community hero, so congrats. We've seen a couple of others as well, so congrats to everyone who's gotten that honor at the PowerShell Summit today. So let's move on with some Koans. We were at 41 Koans complete, and our next topic was about comparison operators. So let's continue with that. Comparison operators are often used to compare two values. If the values satisfy the condition set by the operator, the expression returns true. Otherwise, it returns false. So mathematical comparison operators are two letters preceded by a hyphen. So -eq, -ne, -gt, and so on. Let me just get up my the streaming dashboard here. Here we go. So the mathematical comparison operators and the logical comparison operators are, for instance, -and, -or, and XOR and NOT. So let's get stuck in. Describe comparison operators, and the context is EQ and NE, which is equals and not equals. It is a simple test. True equals false should be false. 1 equals 1 is true, so we should have true. It will attempt to convert types. Boolean values are considered the same as 0 or 1 in integer terms and vice versa. So true equals 1 should be true, and false and not equal 0 should be false, which it would be. So true equals 10. Oh, that's a good question actually. Does it convert higher numbers? I think if they are, well, since they are asking, they probably are true above 0 and maybe negative below, so false equals false, so they should be true as well. Uh, 10 not equal to 1, that's true. Strings and numbers will also be converted if possible. So 1 equals 1 should be true, and 10 not equal to 10. And this, I think, also should be true. So let's measure the karma on this one, since we are a bit unsure. The measured karma seems to be a bit slower lately. It's probably because it runs through a lot of passer tests in the background. Expected false but got true on line 33. So -10 does not equal false. So -10, well, then I guess since it's an actual value, it would be true. So then this would be false. So, okay, any value except 0 then will evaluate to true. Let's see if, oh, that's not true, right. Let's do it again. This one as well. It will convert it, I think. So 10 is not equal to, should of course be false. I truly needed to decompress. So let's move on. It has strict behavior with most strings. Strings containing text behave a little differently in some cases. So in this case, string equals 1 should be false, so that would evaluate to false. Strings cast to boolean. Here I would assume that since it has a value, it would evaluate to true. So this would be true. But this does not have a value, so it would evaluate to false, and true is not equal to false. What about a string containing a number? Now, since it would try to convert it, I guess that it will manage to convert it. So, true. Either that or it would be true because it contains a value in a string. So in short, strings don't care about their contents when cast to boolean. Okay, so then I assume that this will evaluate to a value instead of typecasting it, and in that case this would be false. Or false not equal to true. No, that would be true. That would be true. So in short, strings don't care about their contents when cast to boolean. Yeah, so should be true. Yeah, true equals. This is just a string value, so this would evaluate to true, and then this would evaluate to true. False equal to string false, so it will try to convert the false variable to a string, and in this case it would be a string which contains a value, so it would be true, so this would evaluate to false. And string false should be false, I would guess. So let's measure karma here. Yep, next is line 53. So 53 was the one I was discussing earlier. Oh, look at this. Sneaky little F. Oh, let's see. Here we go, 67 is the next one. It changes behavior with arrays. Note that the array must always be left-hand side of the comparison. Okay, so $array is 1 through 10. Array equals 2, should be 2. What does this mean? Yeah, so that's true. Okay, no, it should be 2. What the hell does that mean? So it's only the last one. Okay, so that actually probably means contains then. So array contains 2, no array, and then I didn't understand this. It would evaluate to 2, and this evaluates to null. So when you do a comparison with an array, it would return the found value. But an array not the so it would, okay, I didn't know this. So if you do a comparison or on an array, it would return the found value, or if it's a not equal, it would actually strip the found value from the resulting array. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Cool. You actually learn something from these Koans. Who'd have thunk? Since that's their point, I mean. It'll only be a short one today. I think I will complete this and then end it. So now we're on line 75. Yeah. So we're on to a different context. Greater than and less than. It will compare values. So 11 greater than 6 should be true, which it would be. And then blank greater than 14, so anything greater than 14 should be true, so 15. 10 less than 20, it would be true, and blank less than 0 should be true, so any negative number less than 0 would be true. It will often return many items from arrays, so array greater than 30 would be null, because there, and this would be the same as the equals comparison, I guess. So since there aren't any values in the array greater than 30, it will return null when you do a comparison on it. And then any items less than 10 would be returned in this case, which would be 1 and 5, I would assume, not 1 and 10. Unless it's no, and it's not less than any or G and LE, so yeah. Let's check this before we move on. That's really interesting. I did not know that arrays behave this way when you compared on them. Cool. That's really cool. So 96 is the next one. Yeah, nice. So that's true. That was correct. Okay, so the next context is greater than or equal, and less than or equal. So it is a combination of the above two types. So in this case, an array is 1 through 5. And if you do array greater than or equal to 3, you would get 3, 4, and 5, which is what it would be. And in this case, array less than or equal to 2 would be 2 and 1. So we need to remove these. And then blank should be array greater than or equal to 5. So that would be just 5. So the next one is contains and not contains. Let's just wait until it completes. See if we were right about the less than equal or greater than equal. Yep, next is 107. So, context, contains and not contains, returns all true if the right-hand value occurs in the left-hand array. So, in this case, any value on the right-hand side, any value on the right-hand side in the comparison, in this case search value, will be true if it appears in the array on the left side. So in this case we need something returned, so if we return 3 we should be getting true. It will always return false with an array on the right hand side. So you cannot do a comparison on an array inside an array. So if you do the check with value contains array, it will fail. So this will return false. And that would be the same with this, since this is an array per definition. and it has a logical opposite with the not contains. So we should be getting false here, so we need to find one inside, and that could be 3 in this case as well. And then it's the in and not in. Returns true if the left hand value occurs in the right hand array. So this is the opposite of contains. It's syntactically opposite, I guess. So it needs to have the array on the right hand side in this case, as in contains it would need to be on the left hand side. So here we should find something in the array, so 3 in this case as well, I guess we could use. And then array contains search value should be true, which it won't be because so we can do should be false, which it would be. And it also has a logical opposite with not in. So we need to find something not in the array in this case, so 6. So before we move on to logical operators, just check that we have the comparison operators completed. Wow, this actually was a nice Koan. We are starting to clear the basics now. I don't know exactly how many we have left, but 135 is the night. Oh, we failed here. Got true. Oh no, it's a contains. Oh shit, I didn't see that. It's a trick. It's a trick one. Wow, nice. And then we move on to describe logical operators. Logical operators have lower precedence in PowerShell than comparison operators and compare against Boolean values. So we move on to the context and. So it returns true only if both inputs are true. So here we say true, which would be true. And false, false and true would evaluate to false. It may coerce values to Boolean. Yeah, so if you try to convert them, it will try to convert the values to Boolean. And in this case, the string doesn't contain a value, so it would be false. And number is 1, which is a value, but also it would be true since it's 1. So this would be true, so false and true would be false together. Context or. It returns true if either input is true. True or false should be true. In this case we have false or true, which would return true. And the last one is true or true, which would return true. And this may as well coerce values to Boolean. In this case we have a string containing 2 underlines, which is a value, so this would be true, and a number which is 0, which would be false. So string or number should be false. In this case we need to put something that makes the string false as well. So the string needs to be empty to make this true. Both need to be false altogether. And then context XOR or exclusive or, it returns true if only one input is true, not if both. So true XOR false, this would return true. And in this case, true XOR true would return false, since we can only have, since we can only have, so my keyboard just switched for some reason. There we go. Since only one of them need to be, only one of them can be true in an exclusive or, and in this case as well, none of them are true, and that would be false as well. And the context not, It negates a Boolean value. Not true should be false, which it would be since not true is false. And something should be not false, and not false is true. And it can be shortened to an exclamation mark. So should be not true, and not true is false. Okay, so that's the about comparison Koans. Let's run a measure karma, and then we'll end it for today, I think. We completed one more at least. So here we go. We have, oh, not everyone. 142 is wrong still. 142, where are you? 142. Search value not in array should be false. So we need a value that is in the array, of course. So 1, for instance. Let's do one more measure karma then, so we can see that about comparison is complete. Oh, a nice one today. I actually learned something. That's cool. Here we go. About strings is the next one. We're completed with about comparison Koans, and the quote is "Make the mountains dance." So thanks for watching, and I'll see you the next time I stream something. Bye bye.